The rivalry between the Canes and the Noles, once upon a time, barely noticed outside the state of Florida. But those battles in the 80s and the 90s put both programs on the national map, made both of them champions, and we are lucky to have another showdown between these two today. Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee, Florida. It's the Miami Hurricanes and the Florida State Seminoles. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We check in with her now.
Hey guys, checking in pregame with the Miami head coach. He said this is a crucial game on the road against a quality opponent. It means so much. Not only the college football playoff rankings, strength of schedule, and everything that goes into a matchup like this. This is the biggest challenge so far in their season. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. The Noles headed toward the ball, and we are ready for action. Bringing it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Looking downfield, it's Bailey. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose. Working well behind the sticks on second down. They'll run it from the gun. Just a pickup of a couple out to the 15-yard line.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those five guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those five offensive linemen.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. A tough start to the opening drive as the defense comes up with a big play.
That is the perfect start for a defense that has really struggled against the pass this season. They're in the bottom portion, okay? Have struggled, but opening drive, making a statement. Maybe this creates some momentum. Maybe this turns the tide for this defense.
Gonna run it. It's Jackson. He'll be forced out of bounds, and they're showing confidence in their running game in the red zone. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on second and 4. Wants to adjust the pattern. He'll run it again. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. The Seminoles want to crank the tempo. On third and short, they'll ride the running back here. He stopped short of the sticks. They're still in field goal range if they choose to kick it here.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Get it out to the supersonic guy. And they stop him short. Complete the pass, but no first down.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequence. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied, and the timeout is gone. He's got it down the right side. You want to talk about changing field position. The huge play takes it down to the 37. And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go right back downfield. Flips it out on the screen. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch, make the run, get the first down.
Wants to throw it. Oh, they're after him. And they got it.
And they get to the quarterback and get the sack. That's a big emphasis for this defense. They saw a week ago, this offense gave up 3 sacks. They need to get to them early and often and create some indecision. Nice job getting a sack early in this football game.
Really need to find a productive play this time on 2nd and long. Back to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
We're already in the first quarter, but already you get the feeling this could be a long day for this QB. He's already been sacked. He gets hit right there on the incomplete throw. They've got to find a way to do a better job up front of protecting this guy, or it's going to be difficult to put up points.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to push it downfield. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Man, it looked like that was a house call. He made the first guy miss. It was going to the house. He was going to score a touchdown. And then, man, what a big turn of events. Talk about shifting momentum. He coughs it up, gives it to the other team.
Looking to throw, it's Bailey. Unleashes to the end zone. Touchdown, Miami! They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but
Man, it's about controlling the line of scrimmage, getting the run game going. And when you got a back that's averaging over 5 yards a touch, like, I'm not great at math, guys, but every 2 touches, I'm getting a first down. I'd say the offense will be in a really good position all game long.
Looking for a man. It's Barry. Floats it out in space. Breaks into the open. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a first down. Last couple of plays, the offense seems to be just one step ahead, David.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to do something to disrupt the timing, the rhythm. I got to do something that they're not expecting, because right now they got the run and they got the pass working. So this defense, they have to find something new to kind of confuse this offense.
Looks as if there is a Seminole still down. Line of scrimmage is at the 28. That would make it about a 45-yard field goal attempt. They're going to go for it instead on 4th down. Quarterback making checks. On 4th down, looking to pass. Drop the football, and they'll turn it over on downs. Desperately wanted to keep the ball, but they did not. Motion from the wide receiver. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play. You can really set the tone for what's possible in your season in early season showdowns like this, both in the top 10 and both with the loftiest of goals.
This one's fun too, David, because we had this game circled in the offseason. We knew this was going to be a really good matchup early, and we're going to find out the answers to a lot of questions we have about both these teams.
Well, and sometimes it's hard to figure that out, right? Like, you don't get till mid-season, you're like, oh, they haven't played anybody. Out the gates, 2 top 10 teams, we get to find out really quickly who's legit.
Quick release by the QB. Can't get him to the ground. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. The Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. The run inside. It's Pringle. Finding some room. Makes it past the marker. Into the end zone. Touchdown, Canes.
Man, I am a great play caller when I can hand it to guys like that. And he can go that far to the house, create big plays, showed you a little bit of vision, showed you a little bit of burners when he kicked it in gear and got the long touchdown.
Oh, look at Mr. Hands taking the squibber inside the 30. He'll be stopped, but good work there to get the ball out to the 37. The Seminoles offense comes out ready to get this drive started. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled.
That continue to grow, the confidence, the familiarity with each other within, obviously, is a lot of time that's a big deal. The rivalries that come with it. So, great start, a lot of positive momentum built for this squad.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. Third and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. Dropping back, it's Dishman. Here he goes breaking the pocket. Trying to escape and get it himself. Thought he saw some daylight, but this defense closed quickly. Maybe picked up one on the play. This offense has been sluggish to say the least, but finally they're on the move on 1st and 10. He'll set up to throw. Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. Touchdown Seminoles! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And the extra point splits the uprights. Looks like he's going to bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. Beck has it. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
The defense wins that one. The offensive line was challenged by their coaching staff coming into this game to try and get push up front and establish the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to do a better job running than that if they're going to win this one.
From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
And what a great job by the defense here. First down, second down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both. And that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations. And now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
And it's a good sign for this defense, man. In their first 2 drives, they put scoring drives together. And they didn't get stops when they needed it. On the 3rd downs, nice job coming up big on a 3rd down, forcing the 4th down, and hopefully now getting off the field.
Fields the punt and tries to work it the other way. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Man, oh man, did that coverage team have its hands full. Well, not full because they didn't get a hand on him for quite a while. Great return there. They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. On the run, it's Jackson. He's there to make the stop.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football on the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
Dropping back, it's Berry. Moving out to the right. He'll get rid of it. complete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Fires to the middle. Makes a connection. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Using the quick game. And he'll hop in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Knowles!
That is exactly how you want to end halves. Put a drive together, score the touchdown, a chance to tie this up, and take all the momentum into halftime.
The extra point here would tie the game. And they add the extra point to finish the drive. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And what a way to finish it with a 9-yard touchdown run. And he's not going to take the touchback. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. As we close in on halftime, a timeout is taken here. Barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the first half on 1st and 10. And he takes this one back to the line of scrimmage, a rather anticlimactic end to the first half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
From our gorgeous Orlando studios, it's the Week 5 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with the Texas State Bobcats taking on the number 15 team, the Ohio Bobcats. And it's the Bobcats able to escape with a 3-point victory. Talk about an upset.
Kick returners just have to do a better job knowing where they are on the field and what the situation is. That's a ball you got to let go through the end zone. That's a touchback. Instead, you're trying to be the hero, and now you've done yourself more harm than good. The offense starting in terrible field position.
Florida State comes out ready to put something together on this drive. They dug themselves out of a 14-0 hole, and now a chance to take the lead on this drive. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down.
And I tell you what, we can focus on the left side of the line of scrimmage because that's where the play starts. But you don't get big gains when you run out wide unless wide receivers, yes, wide receivers, commit to blocking, staying on their guys. Really good job on the outside by giving the running back space to make the big play.
What an impact from that last explosive play. They were pinned down in their own territory. Now 1st and 10 from their own 45. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. He's simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44.
That defender is a matchup nightmare for any offensive lineman to block. He's got athleticism, he's got length, He's got flexibility. He put it all on display on that sack.
The Seminoles will punt this one away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Catches it cleanly at the 20. And the returner is stopped. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
He's going to fire into the gut of the defense. Makes a grab on the shot. Turning it on. Touchdown, Hurricanes. And that one will give them the lead. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. On the move from inside his 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he stopped right there. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They'll try to answer that last score with one of their own. A chance here to tie the game with a touchdown drive. Now looking to throw back to the middle. And they can't make the connection, going for a big play on first down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Here's a give to C.J. Baxter. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Throws to the tight end. Finds space on the right. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. And the Noles have it with a 1st and 10. Might be calling a hot route. Looking for a man. It's Dishman. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense taking away the quarterback's primary target on that play and forcing the incompletion.
What will they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go? Looking to fire. Buys a little time with his feet. They're now out across the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 42. Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. Unloads to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the 1st down.
And the Seminoles are flying down the field. Back to the ground game on the left. Stopped after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
They'll go right back to it. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Got his man. Finds a crease at the 20. That'll be enough for the 1st down, and now they've got it at the 15-yard line.
This guy's done a lot of good good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. They'll try it over the left side. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he's run out of bounds just short of the goal line, and they keep him out of the end zone for the moment. We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. Now let's take a look at the stats in what has been a nip and tuck affair. When you're dealing a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the fourth quarter. They'd love to start this quarter off with a touchdown right here. A first down run in the red zone. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And how about the defense on that play, man? Playing aggressive, fast, downhill, first and goal, expecting run. Great job fitting the run. Great job getting the running back on the ground.
And lost ground on first down, now second and goal from the 5. Still looking, on the move. Into the end zone. It falls incomplete. He was trying to find his man for 6.
Well, that last incompletion is a good example of why your timing has to be so good as a quarterback, because the windows, they open and they close so quickly in this part of the field.
Looks as if he's going to run it. He gets nothing. Nowhere to go, and it'll be fourth down.
Man, if I'm quarterback right now, after this long of a drive down this close, I'm going for a touchdown here, Paul.
And I get that, but I've worn this defense out, man. I'm going to go for the touchdown right here. And if I miss, they got to go the whole length of the field to score a touchdown.
Trailing and getting deep in the game, they'll go for it here on fourth and goal. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Down in the final period in a tight game, and they will go for it on fourth and goal. Timeout is called. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Play clock was down to 4. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. And this could prove to be the biggest play of the game. They'll go for it on fourth and goal. To the air, it's Dishman. He wants it all. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. A bold decision to go for it on fourth down, and one that did not pay off.
And some people won't like that, but I like aggressiveness, and that's who they are as an offense, so it's okay to be aggressive. But I know one thing now. After that fourth down stop and you're trailing, I'm going to need my defense to be aggressive. It's going to be a big possession right here in the fourth quarter to get me the football back.
And this Wildcat is going to be declawed, stopped in the backfield. So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
And this is a pressing time for this defense. They've got to understand they're backed up a little bit. They're going to run the football. They don't want to make a mistake. So I think this is the time I'm a little bit more aggressive. I got to get this football back to my offense because I'm trailing. So I look for this defense to get a little bit aggressive.
And you can give all the credit to the crowd for that one. Offense, no chance, and call for the false start. Still third down, but a little less manageable after that penalty. And you want to know what impact home field advantage can have? There it is. The offense will walk it back. Still third down, but more ground to cover after the flag. He's going to throw it from his own end zone.
And it's a little close, a little too close for comfort, but I'll tell you what, the quarterback's got to be aware, right? When they're taking shots, when they're throwing the football close to their own end zone, got to know where they're at so they don't give up the safety. Good job by the quarterback. I'd like him to get rid of the football next time, but at least he didn't take the safety.
And the Canes will punt it away on fourth down. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. He takes it at the 45. And the punt team able to smack him to the ground. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. They got the stop they needed. Now can the offense pay it off and tie this game up late? He might want another play. Looking for a gap. It's Daniels. There he goes. They get him out of bounds at the 32, but that is what you want out of this running game.
Yeah, defensively, you better be ready to run east and west when you're playing against this offense and their running game. That time, the offense was able to outflank the defense to the right side for a big play.
And the Seminoles just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. They'll ride the hot hand. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
I think the coaches sort of got together and decided, hey, on this drive, we're going to establish the run. We're going to be more physical. First two plays of the drive are run plays, and both have had success. The players have gotten the message very, very clearly. We've got to come out here, and we've got to win the line of scrimmage.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Now the play fake. Looking to the end zone. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. They are pinned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own 4 to start the drive. Running inside, it's Pringle. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And ball security at this point is at a premium for this offense. You're backed up in your own end. You've got the lead, so you want to be able to run the football and stay on the field, bleed the clock. But you know the defense is going to be ripping away at it, right? They're going to be trying to get...
There's some room. The 50. He's at the 40. The 20. All the way. Touchdown, Miami. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
He'll bring it out. It's French. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. He wants to change this route. Wants to throw. It's Sperry. There's the pressure. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Second down, they'll go to the air. He's taking the deep shot. Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48. Lining up in the Wildcat, let's see what they've got. On the direct snap, it's Pringle. And he forged ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The give to the lone running back. Bounced off his feet. FSU calling its second timeout. And they'll still have one timeout left at their disposal.
It's a great play there by the defense, stopping that run. But now with less than a minute to go, you've got to use your timeout. You've got to try and conserve as much clock as possible to give yourself a chance to win.
They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on third down at the dope. He's looking to throw. He's going for a big play downfield. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down.
Man, is that the opportunity they needed? That is exactly what this defense needed. They need to swing momentum. They needed to get the ball back to their offense if they wanted to win this football game. Just such a huge missed opportunity.
And the Hurricanes will bring the punt team onto the field. He'll take it on the return. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. They'll try to put a drive together starting from the 36. Looking downfield, it's Sperry. He's taking a deep shot late in the game. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Defense ends this game in style. Coming up with a turnover, and now they can just kneel it out. Miami's offense comes out ready to go to work. They're in command of this game. Now let's see if they try to rub a little salt in the wound or happy with getting the W.
Yeah, and listen, this makes the post-game handshake fun sometimes. If you do choose to rub a little salt in it and keep chucking and keep scoring, I'm here for it, Jesse. Like, your job is to score points. It's my job to stop it. Keep the foot to the accelerator. Keep trying to play ball.
I agree 1,000%. That's like...
Could be an alley. Gets away from one, finds room. 10. Touchdown, Canes. He found some open space and turned on the Jets. They extend the lead here in the fourth, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. And after this play, the cake will be baked. Looking for space, it's Jackson. And this play will be for no gain, and that is going to do it. Final play of the fourth quarter. A rivalry defined by wide rights, wide lefts, mascot arrest went right down the middle, and a well-earned victory for the Miami Hurricanes. That's going to do it for us here. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis. This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football.